Welcome back, friends. LostScarf here, and it's time for us to watch Marvel's Doctor Strange, which I consider the weakest of Phase 3, for me at least. The tagline for this movie is, well, we came up with two. The first one we came up with is, Asshole MD learns patience, but doctors make the worst patients. And then Jinx came up with this one, which is good, which is, Asshole MD learns humility for about 5 seconds before he's good at something again. Yeah, he's like... Benedict Cumberbatch is perfect for Doctor Strange. He's freaking perfect. This is the best role to give this guy. But it also shows how much I really don't care for Doctor Strange whatsoever. Like, he's just a douche, and not in a fun way like Tony Stark is. That's the problem. That was the big backfire when Infinity War happens, is you realize how many of these characters are quippy douchebags, and then you get them all together at once. You're like, whoo, oh, wow, they're all the same character, kind of. That's something you notice there. This movie's got amazing special effects. Holy crap. The villain's okay. It's a hell of an actor, too. It's too bad. That's the thing that's unfortunate is, some really good actors keep getting wasted on just not very well written villains, which is just too bad. This villain's okay. That's it. The Sorcerer Supreme being, I forgot her name right now. She's a great actress. She makes it a very interesting character. Tilda Swinton. She makes a very interesting character. She's really good at being that kind of what she is in this movie. she can be kind of weird-ish, but also she can be weird, but like she knows things, kind of thing, like that, whatever the hell that is. I know there's controversy about that because the original Sorcerer Supreme was Asian, and we lost the Mandarin, and now this. Like, okay, yeah. Wong, though, is amazing in this movie. Like, the original Wong, this guy, great. This is a great Wong. I like him. He's a good actor. I've seen him before. Oh, that last fight is a whole different kind of last fight, and I like it. It's pretty good. I like that they did things differently in this one. If you haven't seen the movie yet, you've just been spoiled on that. This movie was 2016, forgot to say that. The budget was around 200 million. They made 677 million. As far as I know, like every Marvel movie after a certain point makes at least 500 million. So good for them. Good for them. Stan Lee cameo. Do not remember right now. Do not remember at all. I don't remember it. Dang. Anything else to talk about before we get into this movie? And this is gonna be it's still the weeks of Phase 3, but it's still a good movie. It's gonna be somewhere middle of the pack for me, I figure, for sure. Favorite character, that's something to say. Favorite character is, of course, the Cape. That's the best character. The Cape and Wong. The Cape and Wong are the best characters for me. Marty? Yeah, I think it's Marty, something like that. Yeah, the black mentor friend, Marty or Mount Mordor. That guy. Can't remember his name right now. Yeah, he seemed like he's probably like he seems like his name just was like this is a villain name. Turns out he is. Okay, so in the comics he's a bad guy. He's never friends with Doctor Strange. In the comics he's a bad guy. Here he's an ally. That's very interesting. I like him. What happens with him? That he's an amazing actor. That guy's he's a stage actor. He's got all the awards for that. I like him. I don't know if I like his character's motivation all that much, but he's a good actor, good character, and we'll see things in the future with him for sure. Yeah, that's it. Amazing special effects and just good movie. It's good movie. Worst of the Phase 3, but it's a good movie. And let's get going already. Let's get going. Movie over. Okay, so it's a good movie. Apparently it's better to watch it than to remember it. So, there's other taglines like Asshole MD becomes Asshole Supreme. Another is, so, yeah, the way the movie works out is okay. It's Doctor Strange, he's showing out that he's just really smart and all that stuff for like half an hour. Then he has his fall from grace where he's just still an a-hole. And then he gets humbled by magic and everything, and it's just training for like half an hour. And then things just ramp the hell up. He gets stabbed in the heart, and then the last hour is just him recovering from that heart wound. Like, seriously, he just got stabbed. A bunch of stuff happens in the same day of him getting stabbed in the heart. It's kind of crazy. Things just really ramped up. As far as I know, he's been training for what, like 6 months straight, but he's also been training while sleeping. I like the passage of time isn't really explained well. Like as far as I can tell, everyone says like it's been months or something. And since he doesn't sleep and he's got a perfect memory, I guess he's been training 6 months straight, no sleep, ish. That's a lot of time if you don't have sleep. You know, it's a lot more training time there. So he gets like we'll just say a year, and it's enough to make him a master because he's just ridiculous with his memory. I guess, but he's gonna be Sorcerer Supreme. Uh, like it's hard to like him at the start because he's just such a hateful person. He's a very very hateful person, and then he's just a very very arrogant person. Besides being a very hateful person. Like, when the chips are up, he's arrogant. When the chips are down, he's hateful. So, he's not the best character, but he's cool, just not the best character. The Stanley cameo, so I remember every time I've seen it, there's a laugh, because it's like Stanley's just enjoying a book, and they just bonk right into the bus he's on. That's a funny cameo right there. And really, the scene when he first gets introduced to just all the dimensions, that is, there's a point where it's still going and it's basically just CG masturbation. It really is. And they got the right director for this because they got a horror director, Jinx has told me. So that explains well just all the other alternate universe stuff is just also kind of all very nightmare-y, which is pretty good right there. And I like the final boss fight. I like that it's more outsmarting the final boss instead of just beating him in a fight. Like, that is different, and it's kind of cool. He just Groundhog's Days Dormammu. That's it. And he's like, oh god, he's just, stop making me kill you. This is annoying. After an existence of just time doesn't happen, like, that's where it's weird. For Dormammu, just the next thing happens, and the next thing happens, I guess. And when nothing's happening, he just exists. And time doesn't happen. Like, it gets weird when you go for where time exists and time doesn't exist, I guess. He's like, the hell is time? Like, what do you mean the hell is time? You talked. You just said a sentence. That was time passing. What time doesn't... It's what's weird, because the whole idea is different universes or different parallel whatever the hells have different rules to them, which is so kind of weird, but okay at the same time. And there's a lot of kaleidoscoping. And the end credits are kaleidoscopes as well. Doctor Strange and the love interest. It's an interesting dynamic. I'm glad they didn't go for the kiss because, yeah, he's been a total D-bag and now he just shows up. She just kisses on the cheeks like, yeah, you know, you keep going, bro. You just keep going. Yeah, everything with the cloaks, my favorite parts. Those are my favorite parts is the cloaks. All of that. Well, the girl surgeon Christine, she has one, which is when the teleport has happened and she's all freaked out, and then the mop falls. Just whoever thought of that, that's amazing. Unless that happened on accident, which I assume didn't. Like, someone had to think of that. That was pretty good. She just gets all freaked out and scared, which is like, that's good. It's good. It's a good surprise right there. Good laugh. Wong, when he dies and he comes back, he's like, hey, just keep going with the time travel. I don't want to be dead anymore, yeah. Mordo, I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of his motivation. Like, I guess it's because he just was very black and white, and then he sees that his master was doing some gray stuff, and that really breaks it for him, I guess. Like, he's too loyal, so when his worldview gets broken, he just becomes a D-bag? I guess. Oh, one thing a lot of people freaked out about is his weapon. He has the staff of the Living Tribunal, which people flip the hell out because it means that the Living Tribunal is a thing, and the Living Tribunal is extremely powerful. So we will see them in the future, maybe. I forget who the members of it are, even though Jinx showed me who the members are. Galactus isn't a member; he just hangs out with them, I believe. Because the Living Tribunal is just one, and then there's a group of, what are they? Celestials? No. I can't remember. The Living Tribunal is one entity. All the space stuff gets really confusing because nobody understands any of that stuff. Like, nobody knows any of that stuff. And then you got, like, I think Jack Kirby made some of that stuff, didn't he? Before he went over to DC to make Darkseid and all that? The New Gods? Because Jack Kirby was all about the space stuff, although didn't get to do enough of it, apparently. It's all crazy. It's all crazy things. And we'll see what we get to see, because the Eternals are coming eventually, apparently. That's going to be a thing. So, because Marvel's got to find more material to grab from, besides making their own stories, or just mixing some stories together to make their own. Like, everything Guardians of the Galaxy, as far as I know, is original, because they just had to remake that whole thing, because nobody... I don't know. Like, the original comic wasn't that big. But they've made it... Now the comic's bigger because the movies were so good and the comics got emulated it. Speaking of that, the next movie is Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So that's going to be really fun. But before we kick this all out, let's... I'm going to kick off, but that's not the right way. Rankings. So, where do I rank it? Where does Jinx rank it? I rank it at... This is where it gets harder, because it's better than some movies in this thing and worse than others, but some are on top of each other. As rewatchability goes, I can watch Avengers again and again. Guardians I can definitely watch again and again. Winter Soldier, Civil War, Avengers 2, Ant-Man. Would I rather watch this or watch... Jesus. Alright, it beats Captain America at least. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's in 7th place. So it is right above Captain America. Like, I'll probably, like, because Captain America, the first one, I've only watched it so many times. This one I'd probably watch again. It's pretty entertaining. Jinx has it right under Captain America at 10th place. So, wow. I thought I'd rate it lower than I did. But it's how it all shakes out. It's how it all shakes out. It's... I don't think it's better than the first Iron Man, but I think it's better than Captain America, but I ranked Captain America better than Iron Man, so there you go. It's definitely not as fun or enjoyable as the Iron Man movie, for sure. Okay, it's going under Iron Man now and goes on above Iron Man 3. Wow, okay, so it's now ranked at 1, 2... So it's at 9th place, James brought it down. So it's at 9th place, under Iron Man, because yeah, that's true. I'd rather watch Iron Man than this. It's where it gets screwy when you do these lists. So it got knocked down to 9th place. So, yeah, that is Doctor Strange. If you're a big fan of Doctor Strange, my bad for not liking it as much as you do. What did you like about the movie? What did you not like about the movie? I think all the characters are good. I think they're all good and fine. There's a lot of knowing some of Doctor Strange's things, just with Shambhala and the other Doctor, and just all these little things that I do know about Doctor Strange. It's interesting what they seeded in this movie for future movies. And it'll be cool to see what they do with it. Definitely considering Infinity War happens before Doctor Strange 2 and Endgame happens before Doctor Strange 2. I'm really curious about Mordo, what he has to say about how how the check was due, and or whatever he said, the payment's due, and the payment happened. It happened pretty hard, so he's gonna be like, I told you so, motherfucker. I told you so. It's gotta be that. Because, yeah, like, while Infinity War is happening, this dude's walking around just taking sorcerers down, I guess. So, yeah, that's the thing about these movies and everything is like, who's doing what during these big apocalyptic situations? But, that right there is, the Marvel watch of Doctor Strange. Next up is Guardians of the Galaxy 2, then it is Spider-Man Homecoming, Thor, Ragnarok, oh my god, Black Panther, and then Infinity War. And after that will be Ant-Man and the Wasp and Captain Marvel, and then finally the Endgame. So, yeah, stay tuned for all that. So that right there is the video. I have fun. Hope you have fun watching and listening, and that's what's up, Bezit. Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.